Hello fellas, welcome to another video on Project FJR. Oh gosh, this is taking forever. But finally we have the brake pads. So what we have ordered is the red brake pads from Brembo, Sinter brake pads. So there are 4 pads in a package, because the caliper needs, each caliper needs 4 of these. Then we have some ceramic brake grease, because we're gonna need that, a little bit of that to install those. And I also have ordered some brake and clutch fluid. If I replace the brake pads, I might as well check the brake fluid and replace it if necessary. In this episode, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start fitting the pads and of course put the mudguard back on. And also in this box here, what we have, actually, let me open it up for you. Here we have Yamaha 10W40 semi-synthetic oil, and also we have a genuine Yamaha oil filter, and the oil filter does come with the gasket. There you go, Yamaha oil filter, made in Thailand. Interesting. The only thing I haven't got is the tool to remove the oil filter, so we're gonna have to leave this for another day, because also once I replace the brake pads and the weather outside obviously turns a little bit better, I will have to take the bike out for a long ride, because I want to test the rear spring. As I said, I have cleaned the shock. I want to see if it's still leaking, if it hasn't leaked all the oil from it anyway. If it has, of course, I have to strip it and send it away to be repaired. But however, if it's fine and that was just dirt from the breather pipe of the fuel tank, then I don't have to strip it down. I just need to go through all the settings and hopefully that is all good. But yes, I need to find the tool to remove the oil filter so I can put it back in. So yeah, let's crack on with the pads. Now I'm gonna take the supporting bolts out, because I have only put them in to hold the caliper in place while I was moving the bike around, because I didn't want to scratch. Here we go. Right, so I'm gonna take this out. Here we go. So we're gonna replace these pads. We're gonna have to find an Alin bolt here to undo these 2, and then slide the pins out so we can take the pads out, and then put some ceramic grease on and put the pads on. Literally, hopefully as simple as that. I'm using my trusty Oxford ratchet. Right, so it's Allen size 5. Yes. Just look at the state of this pin, all corroded. And right, pads should just slide out. Right, these are the pads. They are quite worn, but I think they would have lasted another season. But yeah, because we're here, might as well replace them. Terrible. Okay, the pistons don't look bad. Yeah, the pistons don't look bad at all. I have to clean a little bit and use a little bit of brake cleaner there. But then, yeah, we just put the grease on. Yeah, look at this on. This one was actually probably the worst one. This one's not that bad. Nissin calipers with Nissin pads. Probably these are originals. They've probably never been replaced. Oh well, we'll replace them now. And we're going to chuck some Brembos on. I just want to show you. So these are Brembo Sinter pads. Okay. And look at the Look at the meat in them. Just the pads is as thick as yeah, I'm wondering if I can put it back in, but yeah, I need to push the pistons in. So yeah, right, clean the caliper and then install the new pads. So we have a wire brush, like a toothbrush, but it's obviously a wire brush. So we're just cleaning in there all this dust, carbon dust, or you know, from the pads, and also cleaning the piston of the caliper. Look how much dust it comes out. So as you can see, everything is clean. We just need to try a little bit harder and push these pistons back in so we can put the new pads. I've pushed the pistons back in to be easier to put the pads on, but what I have to do is clean the bolts, because look at them, they're so rusty. I mean, it's not rusty where the thread is, but it's rusty where it's exposed. So we're gonna have to clean this and yeah, put some of that grease on it to prevent it in the future. It's much better, a lot better actually. Yep. And then do the other one. That's much better. So now we have the pins cleaned as much as we could. We're going to put some grease on them while we put the pads. We're going to use the cap to make a hole. I've been told to put some on the actual side of the pad, on the back of it, purely because where the piston pushes it, not well, I don't know the procedure, but that's what I've been told to do. So that's what I'm doing. Maybe I put too much on this side. It doesn't matter really, and I will use a bit more on the pins themselves. So right, let's put the first set of pads in, and now we need to put the clamp on top before we put the pin. But we might have to put a bit of grease on this as well, just a little bit like that to hold it in place, and then we can put the pin in. Let's put a bit of grease on the actual pin. Right, I probably put way too much than necessary. That goes just in like that. That's it. Right, that was not bad. And now we just need to screw the pin back in. Not that hard, is it? I just need to find the Torx for the pin. The pads now look very close to each other. I'm not sure how I'm going to spread them enough in order to go over the disc. So yeah, I'll have to play around with. But now let's put the second pair on. But once we're done on this side, we're going to go on the other side, do the same. Fit the calipers back on, torque them back to spec, and then we can put the mud guard back. Actually, it's not that bad to do this. I think this anyone can do. Change their brake pads. Would you do it on the side of the road? Absolutely. If you have some tools with you, absolutely, yeah. Right, I've only tied it by hand because I need to look for the torque specs. So I'll do that as soon as. But for the time being, we can put it back on the bike. The caliper is back on the wheel. We just need to line it up. But here we have a couple of clamps that I have repainted. So if you remember where I've painted the brake line holder and the reflector holder because they were corroded and rusted. So now they're all nice. I'm gonna put them back on. Again, I will do this by hand because I don't want to tie everything up and I do it completely wrong on the torque specs. So I will yeah, just tie it in like that. Just need to wipe over the grease that I've put over the caliper. Yeah, now looks much better. Calipers have now brand new Brembo pads. The clip that holds the brake line, that is all painted. The clip that holds the reflector, that's all painted. And now let's repeat the process on the other side. I've just found out something which I want to share with you. Now, if you look here, you can see the bottom set of pads are more or less like brand new, and the top ones is worn in line with the others on the other side. And I've realized why. If you look here, there are two brake lines. Now, one goes to the lower set of pads, and one of them goes at the top, which is the top set of pads. Now, this is because this particular bike has linked brakes. The top one activates on the front brake, which is more used. That's why the top set of pads are more worn. Okay, and the lower one only works if you are using the rear brake. That's why when you bleed, when you change the brake fluid and you bleed the brakes, this one has two nipples, one there and one there. So top one is for the front and lower one is for the rear. So when you bleed the brakes, you have to do the rear one and this one to bleed the rear brakes. That's why you have two pipes here. And the top one, you do it when you change the brake fluid on the front. So yeah, I've learned that from other mechanics. Actually, it was the old mechanic. You can follow him on YouTube as well. He's got quite good stuff, and actually he works on the FJR, or used to work on the FJR as well. That's how I've googled it and searched it on YouTube, and he popped up. So yeah, thank you, the old mechanic. Very good tips. Now let's carry on and remove these pads. I just want to show you, these are the top ones, which it was the front brake pads. Look how thin this is. Like, it had nothing left. Same with the other one. It's like, wow. This wouldn't last me the season, I suppose. But the ones at the rear, I will clean them and keep, just in case I do need to have an emergency pad replacement. How can I say, the pads for these bikes are not cheap at all, are they? I mean, it cost me about £140 for the Brembo pads, and for the set for the front. So yeah, I will definitely keep those just in case I do go for one of them, and I do need to replace these as an emergency. Now let's push these pistons back, clean them up, do the same as we did on the other side. And now let's see if we can push these pistons back. So I pushed the piston as much as I could, and now we just need to put the brand new pads on. Just look at those. Look at those. Again, we're going to use a little bit of grease on both sides. Just make sure, if you do this at home, don't put them the other way around. I have seen them before where people put the pads. Oh dear, it make me laugh, but people do it all the time, don't they? Just want you to have a look. So as you can see, the blades are clean, or the spring blades, or whatever they called. They're all nice and clean and all greased up. The pads are all in, all greased up. I mean, the other side is greased up, not the actual pads itself. So yeah, now we're just gonna put it back in, back on the bike, and then we'll torque them up. It's quite a challenge to put the caliper back on because the pads are brand new, and yeah, very hard to have the gap open, but we've managed. Whew, that's back in, put the bolt in, and yeah, and after that we can put our mudguard back on. Now we've found out the torque specs of the main bolts. This is 29 foot-pounds, or close to 40 Newton meters, like 39.5 Newton meters. There you go. That is now torqued, and these small ones, I will actually put this picture on just on the video here so you guys can see the torque specs as well. The sensor bolt is actually 5.1 foot-pounds, which 5.1 foot-pounds means just shy, call it 7 Newton meters. So yeah, not a lot on these bolts. Right, these are now torqued, and now it's time to fit the mudguard back on. We have a few bolts, a couple of bolts on each side basically, and one of them that holds the brake lines. That shouldn't be too hard. And then we have a more or less complete FJR. Right, that is on. We have one more on this side here. This is where I wish I had a workshop. So I have a bit more space. The brand new pads are fitted to FJR. Also we have the mudguard back on the bike. And yes, this is how they look. You can see them from the back, the red pads. And from the front here, all fitted properly, all torqued up, the specs for the pinch bolts and also the caliper bolts. I've also torqued up the front axle because I was trying to remove the front wheel completely so I can clean it off properly, but I couldn't remove the ABS sensor. So the bolt did came out, but the sensor was stuck on, and I didn't want to force it just in case I cause any trouble to the bike. But so far so good. All we have to do now is wait for the good weather and take these FJR for the first ride. So if you're up for that, please make sure you stay tuned, because yeah, this is the next bit we have to do on the bike. Test ride there, get it up to the temperature, and change the oil and oil filter. Also, I have ordered the shaft oil, so we can do a service on that. And yeah, but I suppose this will be a case for another video where we do the engine service and the rear diff service. So if you're up for that, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, and yeah, give me that massive thumbs up. Every little helps. Until the next video, guys, please ride safe and ride with me. Cheerio.